welcome back to Network Security Lab Series, Lab 5, Configuring Access Control Lists on Linux-based Firewalls walkthrough. We're coming back to Lesson 2, Enabling NAT and Firewall Rules. Firewall rules can be configured through the command line on a Cisco router or on a Linux operating system using IP tables. We will configure NAT and allow incoming traffic using IP tables. Step 1. Traffic is currently not being routed through the Linux sniffer machine. So navigate back to the backtrack 5 R3 internal machine. Make sure you do not confuse this with that with the backtrack 4 that we had configured earlier. And then verify this machine cannot ping the Windows 7 external machine by typing in the ping. So I'm starting here at the topology to make sure I select the correct virtual machine, which should be the backtrack 5 R3 internal machine. It'll be here up on the top of the topology. Seems to be taking a while to load, but it should load in a minute. There we go. Right where we left off earlier. We're going to type in ping 216.1.1.200 space -C, and we're just going to set it to 1 ping. Now, as you can see, the results received, we had 100% packet loss. We will need to type 3 commands in the terminal to enable NAT on the sniffer box. So we're going to switch to the Windows 2008 sniffer box running the Backtrack Linux version 4R2. And to do that, I'm going to go back to the topology to make sure I select the sniffer box, which is over here to the far right. When I select this, you can still see that I have the console open. And just scroll down to the bottom here. We're going to type in the following command to set up the NAT on the Linux with IP tables by typing in IP tables in all lowercase, space -- table, space NAT, space -- APPEND, and then in capital letters we're going to type in post routing, space -- and lowercase OUT for out, interface, space ETH1, space -J, space, all capitals, we're going to type in masquerade, MASQUERADE, and I'm just going to double check to make sure I spelled everything correctly, because I do this incorrectly quite often. So I always double check what I type out. Table NET, append, post routing, out interface, ETH1, space MASQUERADE, and then we're going to hit enter. Hopefully I didn't mistype anything. I didn't get any errors, so I got it right. Now we're going to go ahead and type in our next command that will set up the NAT on the Linux. Again, using the IP tables. But this time, we're going to type in IP tables. Oh, stuck in lock. IP tables. Make sure it's all lowercase. Space -- append. Space. And this time we're going to type in the word forward in all capital letters. FORWARD. Space -- in lowercase. We're going to type in -interface. This is for in traffic. And then type in ETH0 space -J. And we're going to accept this by typing in ACCEPT in all capital. I'm going to double check, make sure I spelled everything out correctly. and hit enter. No error messages back, so everything was set correctly. Cross fingers. Next, we're going to type in the following to enable IP forwarding on the system. We're going to start by typing out ECHO echo space 1 arrow space /proc/sys/net/ip v4/IP_forward. This is all lowercase, by the way. Double check. I didn't put any extra letters, and hit enter. Now on step 5, we're going to verify that the backtrack 5R3 internal machine can now ping the Windows 7 external machine. So I'm going to go to the typology and make sure that I select the backtrack 5R machine. Here I still have my terminal window open, and I'm going to type in ping 216.1.1.200, which is the IP address of the Windows 7 external machine. I'm going to hit space -C space 4 for 4 pings. We're going to wait for our results. Make sure this time we don't have any lost packets, which it looks like 0% packet loss. Now we'll need to type 4 commands in the terminal to allow incoming traffic that will be redirected from the public IP of 2116.80.80.80 to the internal IP of the 172.16.1.50. So we're going to go ahead and view the current services running on the backtrack 5R3 internal machine by typing in the netstat command in all lowercase. That is spelled NETSTAT space. And we're going to type in the following -TAN and hit enter. And as you can see, we have the loopback on the first line. We have port 21. And I'm not sure what this last one is, but we definitely have port 21 open and listening. So it's because the VS FTPD has already been configured and installed on the system. Apache and SSHD also need to be running. The netstat command is pretty much universal and works across multiple platforms such as Linux, Microsoft Windows, Unix, and Mac OS X. NAT also works across multiple platforms but is a third-party utility and needs to be installed. So to view the current running services on backtrack 5R3 internal machine, we're going to type in the nmap command on the loopback address, or I should say the local address, so that we can see which ports are open. And as you can see, as I mentioned before, port 21 is open and the service is for FTP. Now on step 8, we're going to type the following command on the Windows 2008 sniffer, which I'm going to go back to the topology and go ahead and select that Windows 2008 sniffer machine. We're doing this to redirect incoming requests from the internet to the internal backtrack machine running the FTP server. So in the console, we're going to type in IP tables space -T space NAT space uppercase A, and then we're going to type out pre-routing all in uppercase space -P space TCP space -D space 216.80. This is the external address. 216.80.80.80 space dash dash D port, all lowercase, space 21, representing the port, dash J, oops, too many twos, that should be 21, space dash J, space DNAT, all uppercase, space dash dash TO dash destination, again, this should all be typed out in lowercase, space 172.16.1.50, and then we're going to put a colon at the end of this, and then 21 to represent the port number. I'm going to double check, make sure I spelled everything correctly. IP tables, dash T, NAT, dash capital A, uppercase rerouting, dash P, TCP, dash D, that looks good. D port, 21, J, DNAT, to destination, that looks good. I'm going to hit enter. Now we're going to go back to the Windows 7 external machine to perform an Nmap scan on the Linux public IP address. So back to topology, we're going to select the Windows 7 external, and from here we're going to do our Nmap command, and we're going to type out 216.80.80.80. We're going to hit enter, and so far you can see we have our port 21, it's open, FTP. The scan was successful. Now we're going to go back to navigate, now we're going to go back to the backtrack 5R3 internal machine, and we're going to start our Apache. So back to the topology, back to the backtrack, and from here, to get to Apache, we're going to go up to the top here by applications and click the word application, navigate to backtrack. On the next drop down we're going to go to services, and then the next drop down we're going to go HTTPD, and then we're going to select the Apache start on that last drop down. Now you're going to see a pop-up window really quick, and then it's going to disappear. And just to see if that is now up and running, we're going to use our netstat command again, typing in NAT in our terminal, space dash TAN, and we're going to hit enter, and now we should see port 80 open, as you can see here on the list. Now we're going to go back to the Windows 2008 sniffer machine, and we're going to redirect incoming requests. And to do that, we're going to have to do an IP tables command again. IP tables space dash T space NAT space dash capital A space pre-routing, all in capital letters, space dash P space TCP space space dash D space 216.80.80.80 space dash dash D port space 80 representing the port, dash J space DNAT, all capital letters, space dash dash 2 dash destination space 172.16.1.50 50 colon port 80. Make sure I spelled everything right. And then I'm going to hit enter. Looks good. Now I'm going to go back to the Windows 7 external machine,